So I'll call the meeting to order. Jessica will record the attendance for us. And if you'll take a look at the agenda, if you haven't had a chance to do that, and I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve tonight's agenda.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. Moving on to Article 3, approval of the November meeting minutes. Again, I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion. Ooh. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, thanks. Moving on to Article 4. Since it's our first meeting of the year, we have election of officers. Is this everyone or just
Yeah.
those?
So
Okay,
the chair, vice chair,
okay,
secretary.
okay. So, unless, are we having any changes?
You can open it up you can open up the floor if there's any nomination.
say
You
that-
said you can open up the floor if there's any nominations for chair.
Since,
Mhm.
okay, can I ask that when I'm the chair?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So we have to have a nomination for chair.
Can I nominate you? I'll second.
I'll third.
I'll fourth.
Before she can
This is-
say anything otherwise.
And then we vote.
If you accept.
Any opposed? No. Okay, I'll be chair again for the next year.
Thank
Vice
you.
Thank you.
chair,
Steve, I think
Oh.
you're great.
I'm happy
Yeah.
to do it.
Steve's awesome.
Yeah.
Steve,
Second chair is always good.
okay.
I'll make a motion for Steve to remain where he is.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
I'll nominate Scott to stay as secretary.
Okay,
It's my
perfect.
amazing note taking, isn't it?
Got voted, by the way.
Oh, Scott.
Got to make sure we get the right Scott. Yeah.
Yes, right.
The amazing thing of technology.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Is that everybody? Yeah. Okay, thanks, everyone. Sometimes it's good that things stay the same.
I'll take it. Do you need a second on those two motions? Yes, please. I'll take a second out for both of them.
Article 5, the 2025 annual report.
So it is in your packet. Hopefully you guys, we got a new AV system. The twig, so make sure you speak closer to the microphone. It's got this voice recognition where the cameras move, and so we're working out some of the kinks, but your microphone is kind of high. And I forgot my glasses, so the annual report is in your packet. But I wanted to most of it is exactly the same as previous years with updated numbers from 2025. I wanted to kind of start on page 9, if we can go to that. This has got some information on renovated and new businesses from 2025. And I think last year we had said that we were going to start tracking the dollars associated with that. So you can see that the investment on interior improvements is a little over $4 million, and the valuation on the signs, roofing, and other improvements, so exterior, are a little over $1 million. So and that's just what we know of. There's other things that they don't have to pull permits on that we don't have a way of tracking. But so that's, over $5 million of improvements that we saw throughout the district last year, which I think is pretty impressive. And it'll be nice to kind of start tracking that year after year and fine tuning all of that. And overall, we had 28 building permits issued within the district.
That's great. The report looks really good. It's nicely organized and really looks good.
Yes, Jessica worked hard on that. Yes, that's right. And Ryan. Ryan is not here tonight because he's finishing up 2 classes for his master's, so he will not be here tonight.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the report, is all very exciting stuff, pages 11 through 23. This is everything that happened in the village or in the district last year. We've got some things happening in the village. We've, in regards to the purchase of Verberg's, the ongoing park design, Tassel Park reimagined, and what was the other one? Yeah, I guess that was it. Increased usage of Friendship Park. We introduced the facade and site grants. We've had some infrastructure improvements with landscaping, landscape projects, Centennial Park medians, the Cascade Village holiday lighting. The Cascade Road Bridge was finally complete, and we've had really, really good feedback from the community in regards to access, pedestrian access, bicycle access, just safety. Decorated it for Christmas. We've got flags up there now for winter.
I love those banners that they put up. I mean, the holiday ones were great.
Yeah. So Grace has been
for
working with facilities and parks on that and
They're great.
picking those out seasonally.
And then they're going to do some in the spring
Mhm.
and
Yep.
summer. And
Yep.
Nice.
So one of the concerns that was brought up last year from the public was about the snow plowing.
Mhm.
Was there an issue? I didn't travel the bridge
Mm-mm.
very much.
Mm-mm.
No, was
Not
not
at
an
all.
issue.
This
Um,
has been a really snowy year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
And
was a
actually-
good year to gauge.
It's interesting because I haven't even
No.
thought about it, and because no one has said anything. So between the road commission plowing appropriately and then our crews getting out there and doing the sidewalk, which is the pathway over the bridge,
Mhm.
we haven't had any concerns.
Yeah, it was fine.
I think we've only had some issues with rainwater draining.
Yeah, and I believe they've addressed that. If not, are still addressing that. Yep, that's back on the contractor.
And mailboxes,
In mailboxes.
not on the bridge. No.
Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
mailboxes on that bridge.
The other piece of it is that we concluded our first year of the hotel ordinance, and I probably should have included the presentation that we did for the board. I will forward that all on to you because it actually has some really good information in regards to the status of all the hotels. There's a page for every single hotel, what the status was, what the concerns were, the drop in crime rates. We saw a significant drop in crime rates throughout at all the hotels throughout the township. So I will forward that to you. My apologies. I should have included that in here. And then we've got some events and promotions that kind of wrap up the annual report. So I know that was really quick. I don't know if there are any questions or comments, feedback.
I think the report's great.
It was fun to read it back again.
Yeah, and it's thicker than last year. That means we were doing more. So
Okay, thanks for that, Jade. Article 6 staff updates.
So you can see in your packet too, there's a page of staff updates that Ryan had put together. Kind of briefly touched on the lighting and decor and the bridge that occurred over the holidays. The Tassel Park Improvement Project is moving forward. The next public open house, we have one scheduled from March 11th from 5 to 7 here in this room. And the consultant's going to be bringing some more concepts, some more tweaked ideas before they move into the heavy design. And then they'll be back here before this body to present a final design and get additional feedback before it goes any further after that.
Are you able
Should we
to
be here on March 11th?
Say it again.
Should we be here on March 11th?
It would be It would be fantastic. It's going to be handled like an open house, so it's really, if you came to the last one, they're going to have different sections where you can come in. But last time it was more, there were some bigger concepts. They're going to be much more detailed this time because they've had time to work on honing some of that in with us, with staff. They've had meetings with the road commission. They've had meetings with Eagle. So they've gotten some clearer direction from some of the outside agencies too, that they were going back and getting feedback.
Was that at 7 o'clock?
5 to 7. Yeah. So anytime between,
7.
anytime between those hours.
Okay.
Yep.
I will not be able to be here, but
Okay. But we can get you the concepts ahead of time. And then, like I said, they'll be here. We are going to talk about our March meeting later on. Yes, he has it in there. So at the March meeting, we plan on Troyer Group being here to present the schematics, the drawings, and garner some more feedback.
So based on their last open house and the other meetings that they had with staff and so forth, was there anything that came out of it that, I don't want to say was shocking, but a surprise from your perspective, or something totally got nixed that we thought that might be there?
I think the road commission meeting, some of the plans they had for the one way possibly of Thornton River Drive, that's not going to happen. The road commission, they turned that down. But I think the alternative, Grace has seen it, I think the alternative is just as nice. I know some of the residents really would like that to be one way further up the hill. But as far as how they've realigned the parking, I think it's still a good design. I think it meets all the needs of the park. And then we just have to continue to work on the speed on the in access down Thornton River Drive. So that'll take some creativity in the future.
Could they put speed bumps? Would they ever do that or no, not because?
No,
of
they
plows?
won't.
They won't.
You can do it on private roads, but
Excuse me.
they won't even let you do the removable ones.
I'm trying to think of anything else that came out of those meetings or feedback. Definitely the little water feature is staying, not like a big, huge water park, but a water feature is staying. Is there anything I'm missing, Grace? That
Cost.
Well, the cost. So the building they had planned for the doctor's office site was a really nice building. And so we've had to scale that back. The overall sticker price on the whole thing is being estimated a little high. So we're working on cutting some of those corners now. It's still going to be a beautiful, I mean, what you're going to see is going to be beautiful, but some of the, I guess the add-ons are the non-essentials are being kind of cut back a little bit. So
What it would, from our parks director, the essentials, like the boardwalk, updating the boardwalk, updating parking. Then you've got the corner when you're looking at it like from the road. This plan is still to have a nice looking corner, but then go down sooner, rather, so you get more buffer from the noise. And but then the but the challenge is how elaborate or fancy or large do you make it, especially as far as the water feature. And we'll have to, like, there's one thing to design it, but then pay for it. Yeah.
And I think the way that they're going to try and design it too is their design is easy to scale it back. So that means let's say you wanted to phase it in the future, you could always come back and phase it in the future. So for instance, the building, maybe it's not a 4-season building right now. It's a 3-season with part of it being 4-season. They're going to construct it in a way that you could add on to it and finish it off in the future and still have it usable. So there's some of those things they're working through right now. We just met with the architect again last week. So some more to come. Something that you guys are going to start hearing more about, and it'll be in the next newsletter too, is the board had asked me to put together a local preference policy back, I think it was in November. And what that is it really gives preference to local businesses. So as we are out there procuring services or supplies or amenities for the township, there's an opportunity for businesses to actually become a local vendor so that we can go to that list. And it doesn't mean that there's a break in pricing, but what it does mean is it keeps it to where if a local vendor comes in a little bit higher, we have a formula to go ahead and reduce that just for comparison's sake, if it does come down to price, and give them a little bit of a leeway with this policy. But they still get the bid price that they bid on. But what it does is it just gives a little bit of a nod to our local businesses. So there's local businesses defined as businesses in Cascade, and then there's the regional businesses, which are in Kent County. So, because we ran into a couple of things, even since I've been here, where there were people that represented businesses that were in Kent County, but they were Cascade residents. So, but it's all about the business, but we did want to give a nod to Kent County business. So look for more information to come on that. And if you own a business, sign up. I don't know how many wedding dresses we need, but still, I would sign up. Yeah. last week, the zoning amendment finally got approved.
It
If
wasn't
any
pretty, but it passed.
was not pretty. If any of you followed, I know you were there, Scott. If any of you have been following that, it's been a long road. And it's the thing about the zoning ordinance is, although it got passed and the new version is going to be effective, it's not done. That's a working living document. As the world changes, the community changes, the needs change, businesses change, we have to make sure that our zoning changes with it, which I don't think happened as frequently as it should have in the past. So we've got a plan to revisit that on an ongoing basis to make sure that it is staying up to speed with trends out there. You know, data centers are a hot topic right now. That's not addressed in this zoning, but it's being addressed because that was something that no one's thought of. And that takes some work with our legal department because there are some things that need to go into that zoning, very specific, that make sure that we cover. And it wasn't appropriate just to add it to the document that we had. So look for that to come coming up soon as well.
Quick question on that. I think I know the answer, but is it because of the power requirements or is it just because of the land use or what's the?
It's AI. Like, doesn't
Yeah.
AI take a ton? Are you talking like that type data?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't actually know all the ins and outs. I
Yes,
know that
takes
there
a
are
lot.
some regulations out there, and I don't even want to really speak about it because I'm not educated enough to know everything, but there's something about a looping system with the water, like recirculating the water as opposed, because people are afraid it's using up all the water. There's some other infrastructure concerns that you have to make sure that you're going to address if you have one. And then also making sure we got the right amount of property. It's zoned correctly. It's in the right district. So we don't have a lot of available land where it would fit in Cascade. So, but we're going to put it in the zoning just to be safe anyway.
Be ahead of it.
So those regulations and all the specifics will be coming. We're waiting for our attorneys to get us that draft.
Yeah, I don't understand how, but something about AI is like making like these data
Well,
centers.
I think it's amount of power and they're
Yes.
concerned that the energy bills will go up for the citizens, but I'm dumbing it down because I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are all the concerns that we've heard too. And you know, it's
Right.
I don't know.
yeah, and it's interesting because you know you can turn on the news any night of the week, pick up any publication that's about businesses or municipal government, and this is an issue across the state right now. If people aren't approving them, they're denying them, or they're putting a moratorium on them. Because I think everybody in the state right now is trying to scramble and make sure that their zoning is appropriate. I just watched one the other day. They were trying to put one next to some, I think it was close to a school. So there was a lot of uproar with that. But yeah, so it's just got to be done properly, just like anything else.
So regarding the zoning ordinances, and I know that the board took a hiatus for a while, so to speak, because they wanted to do due diligence and have their meetings and whatnot. And so I had gone to a few of the meetings prior to that and not since. So from your perspective, did that gap help? Meaning, did anything change? Do you feel the board got the feedback that they needed?
I think
Or everybody was, so to speak, locked in before leaving for that hiatus of gathering more information, and nothing really changed.
both. Because the information was more of the same, I would say. And I would say both.
Okay.
But it still, I think, was better because to get the word out more and give people an opportunity to come, and then
People felt
also
they were heard.
and then the newsletter, and
Yeah.
so it was a good thing to do. I think part of it is the frustrating part on my end is the false information, and then you've got people who are against something for completely opposite reason. It's just the narrative you hear and what it actually says and does
And
people are fired up, but every single the people who are the most fired up have direct personal interests in it, and they're talking about data centers and all that kind of stuff. But it's like a listing agent for the new Anglesville homes off Buttrick. Like Or they're talking about, you know, your property value is going down, but that's because he's an investor in the Chowhong Foaling and they want to have a big apartment complex or drive-throughs because that's what you can sell quickest and make money. Like the people squawking the loudest and what they're squawking about is not the real concern. What they're now they would disagree, but I could go toe to toe with them all day long.
Right.
It was nasty. It was hard to sit through.
So,
And then you poke some egos the wrong way, and you're just it was. I'm so proud of the 4 trustees who stood up and did what they think is right, not based on what people want to hear or who's in the room. Because it's hard to sit there and get accused of things and have bad facts go out there and sit there and take it, and then
Especially
that mob mentality is nasty. I don't have anything good to say about a certain profession.
and especially where there's a lot of personal interest involved that is to serve.
I mean, just
Smaller.
nasty. But the thing is, the people who are the loudest, and they're saying buzzwords, but they're not being honest about what the real issue was. Like the real issue was east of Buttrick, we want that area to remain more rural, less developed. So we limited the amount of homes that can go on a private road to 8. Is that right, Jade?
Yes.
That's what they're ticked about. She's not ticked about no data centers.
No.
And we made it harder to do just little splits where you stick houses in anywhere. That's what those people are mad about. And then the density and stuff. We did make a couple what do you
There
call
were
it when you give in?
modifications.
What do you
Yeah.
call it when you like give in?
Compromise.
Concessions.
Concessions. I wish we hadn't, because literally what they were just as nasty. Like you're not going to get, like we went higher density in Centennial Park.
Yeah.
It can handle it. It's got the infrastructure. It's condos. Like we raised it and then we raised it even more. And but the real issue is they want the kind where you can sell your property quickest for, but you're in that small village area. You're not going to do a drive-through in a large apartment building. Like, so it's done, and I'm really proud of the 4 trustees, and that was not fun.
so through the process though, was there takeaways in the sense of a learning process of if we want to have change again, is there a different way to be a change agent to get this to make a change?
Maybe I could communicate. Yes, I would say there was some communication.
Things learned.
I think if I was in tech on to Steve, I think over communicating is better, because if I were the contrast, before and after when it was getting pushed out, you had the news here, you had uproar. The more informational sessions that you have, the more public. If you over communicate it, you have you're not necessarily gonna have everyone happy with it, but you can land the plane and get all the issues out on the table. So like if we're doing something with Tassel Park, or we're doing any big initiative here, those open houses, I think, go a long way of just making sure it's out there and people consume media in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Whatever
think-
process we're doing Tassel Park, we're going to learn some things.
Right.
We learned things when we did Friendship
Yeah.
Park, right? We
Yeah.
as long as we're picking up
Mm-hmm.
what people are kind of sending to us, and how do we,
Wisdom.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is a
Not
fine
continue
line,
to
though.
do the Same thing.
Yeah.
It is a fine line, because when you look back, and this process got started before I was even here. So when you look back at the board doing a strategic plan, and then from there it turned into the master plan, and then it turned into the zoning. When we went back and looked at all of the public interfaces and meetings that we had, that we, the communications that went out in the newsletter, there was so much communication on this. Every newsletter that Grace put out, I was like, okay, your letter says the same thing that it did last month, but in a way that needed to happen.
That's
because
right.
the
That
message
repetition.
was the same. So it's really hard to,
Right. Well, then it
you're
gets
not, like you
because-
said, you're never going to make everybody happy, but there were a couple of things, couple takeaways. One, Steve, you were instrumental in, because now I did not realize that our newsletter didn't go to businesses.
Yeah, Steve.
But now every newsletter we're sending out is going to every address in the township. There's no reason that businesses shouldn't know what's going on in the township. I don't know when that ever happened, but we're fixing it. So
The businesses used to get the newsletters.
you did?
I am almost, because I feel like I always got them, and I didn't used to live in the township before.
Hmm.
Yes, I've been
But
there
maybe
20
not.
years. I don't remember ever getting.
Yeah. Did you get the zoning one?
I did.
So we went back and reran, after I talked to you, we went back and reran another run and sent that to all businesses.
Well, I got, I don't know if I got it at the restaurant, but, during one of the sessions, and I don't know if it was regarding zoning or whatever, cause I don't live in the township, I live in
Yep.
the city. I was able to sign up, so I got it sent to my house, even though I live in the city of Grand Rapids.
Okay. You should have gotten it at the restaurant too, because we went back and ran another,
Be there.
I can't remember how many.
There was at least 2 people that stood up and talked and went through everything that was communicated,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with the busing thing.
Mm-hmm.
We solicited things from the community, and only a very small portion of people responded. And yet, when we decided to terminate it, there was
Yeah.
some uproar.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
that will always happen. though.
It's gonna
Exactly.
happen.
And no matter what you do, there are going to be people who are dissatisfied, even though you've put plenty of information out. And it happened with the strategic plan when we were doing that. Everything where we've tried that over communication to make sure we hit everybody, but people have to decide whether they're going to read the newsletter or whether they're going to look at the website or any email that they get or
You know what's funny is that strategic plan, like in all the strategic plan surveys, making more of a walkable village, with
Yes.
what we have
yes,
was the number one. I remember at the board level, it was the number one.
Yes.
Like it was such a huge
yes,
priority from like all different groups.
yes,
And I thought the zoning, I think that was my favorite part of the zoning was how they were able to do that, but balance it and make sure that businesses weren't pushed out. You have to have a,
right.
first floor, all really creative, so that was hard to hear because
Wow.
the business owners were really getting information from
Yes.
a few sources. Yeah.
Misinformation.
But what do you want to do if you own a walkable area? So you're gonna put a drive-through and an apartment complex, like all apartments. I can't think of what's less walkable than that. Like
It's
frustrating.
important, maybe always connecting back to the master plan, and
Exactly.
the voice of the people, and
Exactly.
remember,
Mhm.
this is what
Yep.
that. So.
And the rest is not as drastic as what it was being made out to be. So I'm just happy the process is over.
It's done. And I would say successful.
Yes.
I could see why people avoid difficult topics though. Like you don't get paid enough to take those kind of shots. Like I could see why people are just like, well,
I know.
Well,
But-
great job.
oh, thanks. I'm not fishing for compliments. I'm more thinking negative things about
I know, but
Yeah.
I know it was a struggle, and you guys did a great job.
Mhm.
So, the next item we've had happenings at 4 businesses since we've met last. The opening of Smoothie King on 28th Street next to
Jimmy John.
Jimmy
John's?
John's. Thank you. I was just driving by the New Jersey Mike sign and I had that on my brain, but this was Jimmy John's. Hot Works, and it's like a sauna fitness room. They opened up in the D&W Plaza
Oh,
about 3 weeks ago. I think their opening was.
Oh.
a fitness room or a sauna?
I think you do fitness in the sauna. Like I think it's like a hot yoga type stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
First Walk had a grease fire, so they are temporarily closed.
Yeah.
And then we have another new business in the D&W Plaza, which is called Smash, and it's kind of a smash room.
Oh.
You can smash old appliances, glass with a bat. Get your aggressions out. And then they also have a side of it where there's like some sort of painting. So I don't understand the whole concept yet, but they did get approved at the board level last week for their special use permit, and they will be opening up here very shortly. So
Nice.
in March,
Mhm.
I wanted to feel you guys out and see what you think about changing the date of the meeting. I am actually on vacation the week of March 17th, and Ryan, that is his last class for his master's that night as well. So we are wondering if there's an appetite to change it to either March 10th or March 24th.
Either works for me.
Either for me
Either.
too.
I'm good.
Okay. Can I suggest the 24th just because I think that gives 2 more weeks for Troyer to dial in on the design, and then because the plan is to have them come that night. So okay.
And it's going to the DDA before the board, right? This is a DDA project.
Yes. Yes. So March 24th, same time. Okay. We have one upcoming event that's been planned to date. There's a lot more in the works. You'll be getting a lot more information coming on that soon. But the Easter egg hunt was such a success last year. They're repeating it again this year. It's going to be March 28th at 10 o'clock out at Rec Park. If you have any little ones that enjoy that, bring them out. This year we're doing, was it 20,000 eggs? Last year they did 15,000 eggs and they were gone in about 5 minutes.
Oh my.
Wow.
So this year we're doing 20,000 eggs with more promotion. So I think it's going to be, it was very well. If you guys didn't see pictures last year, it was so cool to see. Sydney's done a great job on that. In addition to not only the eggs, but they go and they buy like basketballs and softballs and like balls and they put them out in the fields as well. So they can also collect like those types of things. But yeah.
Do we have an Easter Bunny outfit?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes, we do. Easter Bunny will be there. Yep. Like the Easter Bunny. I actually don't know. Not me.
Sucker. He got.
Yeah.
On the record, it is an official Easter Bunny.
Yeah. And I think we got some drone footage last year. I think we're gonna do that again with the fire department. I think last year we saw some great physical activity happening out on the field. It's pretty good.
Some real competition.
Yeah, I think this little kid he bit it, but so it was good. Other than that, that's all I have right now.
Okay.
Oh, with the new zoning being approved, we then can now talk about bringing back the site improvement grants. I was talking with Grace about that earlier. In the budget this year, I need to talk with Lorna, who is also on vacation. Otherwise, I would have had it before you tonight to bring that back and vote on that. So we'll vote on that in March to bring that back with an adjusted budget to fund that line item. Because if you guys all remember, we suspended this because we were getting some applications, and the applications were we wanted to base the decisions based upon the new zoning, and the applications that were coming in, we couldn't really justify that because the zoning wasn't official yet. So now that the zoning's official, we can rescore those applications and bring them back before the
That'll
vote.
be on the agenda for next month.
It will. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Great.
On the business updates, I've heard some rumblings that there might have been break-ins on Old 28th Street. Is there anything about that? A couple businesses or anything?
That is news to me.
The Irish. Did you hear about that?
Oh, they did?
It was just in the weekly
I heard some rumblings that
Saturday night. They broke in.
potentially there might be 2 businesses that might have been broken into. So we
Oh.
I'm not doing well. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm just stuffed up. So I think the police were there the last couple of days at our store to see if they can get some footage.
Oh.
It sounds like whoever it was broke into JT's and Irish.
Oh.
They destroyed the inside of the Irish roofing office and stole a coffee maker,
Oh.
but then did more damage to the interior than. So it just seems weird and vindictive almost.
Uh-huh.
And then the same thing at JT's. Not sure what they took, but just an odd spot to break in. We've been
And-
broken in twice, so it kind of scared me when that happened. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Well, usually the sheriff's office will communicate that to us, and I did not get that communication this time.
We've
So
had 3 instances in an area we typically don't.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
'Cause you
not
had
trying to
2.
create like drama
Yeah, 2
around
back
it.
to back
It
within,
just,
like 6
Yeah.
weeks.
Both at yours, right?
I didn't realize you were broken in a second time.
Yeah, we got broken in. And then I literally just put the glass, lost glass, and fabbed it and got it put up. I'm like, oh, got a new glass. Bam, that night got broken into. Same glass.
Different people though. Did they find who did it?
And it turns out the car that was stolen was a customer's cover. So they stole the car and hit up like 20 spots. Just
Wow.
stealing stuff.
Wow.
So it was just funny. I found that out a couple of days ago. The customer came like, hey, you remember the car that was used to rob your store. Oh yeah, he's like, that was mine. I'm like, he's like, but I didn't do it. It's like this really awkward pause there for a second. What you trying to say? So, but it was disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, it's my home.
Yeah.
My wife spends, my mom spent most of their time there, so it's
Have they
Concerning.
been patrolling more, like along Cascade Road where these
honestly, it's like
break-ins are
after 8
occurring?
o'clock, Cascade is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dead.
yeah,
Like, we're open till 10, and I question that sometimes.
Ex-
But I mean, we have some regulars. that
except
come
for
out.
certain people that are out.
But like, yeah, and I mean, it's Cascade, so we got a really good clientele. Obviously, even at 10 o'clock, we don't. There's really, knock on wood, it's not riffraff that lives in Cascade.
Yeah.
You know that. I know that. So I don't know where it's coming from, but
I was just
I don't
wondering
think
if
the
they
two
were.
R2 were homegrown. It didn't look like the police
Yeah.
didn't think that
Yeah.
they were from.
I just wondered if they were patrolling more just so they can kind of keep an eye out because, I mean, your store frontage is right on Cascade Road.
Right.
Some are not, but because I know they've been out
Well, that gas
speed
station
traps. On,
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Oh, is it?
The gas station's open 24/7. So for someone to break into our store twice
yeah,
within
bold,
eyesight distance of a location that's open is
Yeah.
kind of daring.
bold. Wow.
I read that
I didn't know that was open.
Irish doesn't have cameras or didn't have cameras. But I didn't hear about the JTs.
Which would make sense why they were
I
at
didn't
our
either.
store, seeing if we had
Yeah.
cameras pointing
Mhm.
towards.
Yeah.
Would we ever need like village cameras? Like more? No.
No, we don't
No.
have any. Mm-mm.
We've talked about it, right, in the past, and then,
Like in the parks,
yeah.
like on our property.
Right.
Yeah, you start putting cameras on streets and public right of ways, that opens up a whole other discussion that we can have, but it's comes with a lot of scrutiny.
Controversial.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. Some people are like,
Privacy things.
Yeah.
It seems like it's stolen cars, right? It's people from, not necessarily in Cascade, but that they may be.
So did they
familiar with.
steal the car from your parking lot or was it at your customer's house?
I don't know where the customer lives.
Okay.
but yeah,
It was their house.
Stolen. They
Huh.
stole the car, and that's what they used to
used
commit the.
wow.
It took him 3 months to get the car back from the police, and he's like, "Oh, he just ended up buying a new car." So
Hmm.
that would suck. I didn't think about that, right? Like your car was used
Yeah.
for robberies, and it's evidence. You don't.
That's like straight out of a
Yeah.
that's straight out of a movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you get thrown in.
Article 7, any other business? Any other items for discussion?
Can I follow up on that real quick? So for businesses that are in Cascade, that are private property like mine, or maybe the bridal shop, if we authorized Cascade Township to have cameras on our property facing the street, would that be under the same scrutiny or no?
Probably. I'd have to run that by our legal.
Oh, it would.
Department?
I'm just putting it out there because if it's happening more,
I mean,
I would be
maybe
okay
not. I can.
with the township having a camera on our.
Yeah. Let me talk. We are looking at security cameras at all of our properties because we've had some vandalism out at some of the parks.
Plus that intersection, like that little island there, there's
Uh-huh.
always mishaps going on all the
Yeah.
time. So it wouldn't be the worst idea to have
Yeah.
something.
Let me discuss that with staff and then also with legal just to make sure that we're covering all of our bases. But if that's something that
I'm okay with just saying that.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
guys decide.
Okay. We have any visitors on the, no. We can move right on to Article 9, which is adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed?
It's precious. Just a fact.
Thanks, everybody.